Right, I want to do another video because I've had a few things delivered yesterday, but I've not had a chance to do stuff. So this stuff here is all the stuff that I've had delivered for the gauges and all that. These are all the bits and bobs that I'm fitting to the Land Rover and I'm adapting. So what I'll start off with is with the gauges, what I've had delivered. So put all that over there for a second. Drink. And then the stuff. Right. If you've seen the other videos I've done on the SPA gauges, you'll remember I had an oil and pressure gauge that was missing a temperature probe. They've sent me another one in replace for that one that was missing, so that's good. So there was grand without no issues in doing that, so that was brilliant of them. So thank you very much for that. Like I said before, Racetech, who I bought all this, not directly through, because I bought all this through Europa. But they get them all from Racetech. They're the distributors and the manufacturers in the UK. And I know that I had to wait a couple of weeks for these gauges because they were missing some parts and they were waiting for these parts to come into stock so they could finish off building them and getting them out to all their suppliers. Well, not suppliers, but whoever stocks these gauges, which there's quite a few companies that stock these anyway. But anyway, so yeah, great that they've sent me that. So that gets me on with the other stuff. This one is going to go into the thermostat housing for the temperature, because on the Land Rovers they're ridiculously pathetic, and they're not, but they're not the most accurate. And I wanted something a lot more accurate, so this is why I've gone down this road. But anyway, so for what I've got today is a temperature and pressure gauge, which is that one which I've already done a video on, which is the DG201B. But the newest thing that I've not done a video on is the dual fuel level, well, it's the SPA dual fuel level and volt gauge, which is DG218B. These are all black face dials, not the white face. So I'll quickly open up the pressure gauge just so you can see that. As you're aware on the other video, they're a nightmare to open up if you open from top side, trying to pull them out. So it's always better to open them from the back end. So what we're going to do is open these up, just give you a quick video and tour of what I've got on this one, and then the real one will be the other gauge, the fuel and volt gauge that I've not done a video on. So a lot more easier getting them out that way. So there's the oil pressure and oil temperature. As we were aware from the last video, I do like the packaging. They come with a nice little display type style, very fancy. It's what you would expect when paying £230 odd for a gauge. I got a bit of discount because I've bought so many of them, and I've still got a few more to buy. So hopefully I get the same discount as what I got for Europa, which is much appreciated from Sean to give me them prices. So there you go. Content inside, as we're aware. Do a quick little tour on bits inside. So we've got the wiring loom for it, which has got the very nice connector at the end, which goes into the back of this. It's all been nicely shrink tubing. A few things that I will mention differently from what I've mentioned in the other video is, on the other video I was on about fusing them and all that. Well, after speaking to Nigel at Racetech, he said about that you don't need to, because these gauges have got a built-in fuse that self connects itself, well, not self connects itself, but connects itself. So every time it's been tripped out or blown, it will just put itself back together on a switch, and then it will continue working. So they're self-fused, which is really nice. It's something I missed on the instructions and the manual that I read, that it said, and it does say in there that they're self-fused. So you don't really need a fuse. But like Nigel said, if you're old school like he is and like I like to try and be, he says it wouldn't be any harm putting a 3 amp fuse in line with this. So that's something you can consider. I'm only doing it because it's in a Land Rover and they're not the most reliablest things when it comes to their electrics. If you've got a 50 grand, 100 grand rally car, I'm guessing you don't really need to do all of this, because the wiring looms are all very perfect if you've been spending that type of money. But anyway, so that was the wiring loom for it. That's the push switch to be able to control all the different features inside it. Lights, dimming it, setting your oil temperature to the max so the warning alarm comes on or the light flashes. You can do an array of different stuff, so look on the manual of what you can do with this particular gauge. But otherwise, if I remember rightly, the grey cable is 2.4 meters long, so that's quite a lot of length there. I'm guessing, which is something I didn't ask Nigel, was if I needed to chop into this and extend it, which I can't see. There's no special about these wires. I'm not too sure having a break in the wire would cause any issue in giving an accurate reading, because these apparently, I wouldn't say apparently, but these are top of the range when it comes to preciseness. Nigel was saying that this bit here has, if I focus on it a bit better, this bit here is really, really thin to the inside element that gives the reading. And he says that basically by touching it like this would give you a reading on there. So if that was 0, by touching it like that and creating warmth from your fingers onto the gauge, it would give you an instant change of reading. Something you wouldn't get on normal gauges, not gauges, but normal sensors and probes, because of just what they are. Hence to why these are 30 odd quid a piece. But that's that. Like I said, there's a well made, really impressed with them. So if I was to put all that over there, I'm going to put that where it needs to be, because I'm going to need all this stuff. This all isn't going to get wired up for another couple of weeks, because I'm still building the engine and putting stuff all back together. So all this can go back in for now. Like I said, the brackets, very impressed with them. Stainless steel, machine pressed. fantastic, really like that. Again, all stainless steel parts, which is good. And just a quick little on the connectors. Again, once again, nice powder coating. Really impressed with the powder coating. Really nice. Yeah, I cleaned that up just a bit. Yeah, really nice. Very impressed with them, very impressed. So that's that. We've got the pressure sensor, which we're going to fit in a minute. So I'll put that to side. Actually, I'll leave that there. So, as I said, back in. Well impressed. So, let's just put all that there for now. So the next one is the fuel gauge. Now this I've not seen. Now, I'm not going to go into the box because we already know what the box quality is like. Fantastic. But this is the voltage and the fuel. Again, this is all super precise with the fuel and can be calibrated with apparently any type of fuel sender. From an old car which has got the old float system to an electronic style one. This is going on the Land Rover, so it's got the old float. And apparently this is really easy to do. You just got to have an empty tank and then do it in increments and then calibrate the gauge to the sensor or to the reader on the tank, and you'll have no problems to go from empty to half to a quarter to 3/4 to full. So there isn't a lot otherwise that comes with this. As you can see, I'm not going to get it out because we know that these are all the same length. You get the good quality bracket, the stainless steel. The only extra bits we've got is to do just semi get this out. This is for the fuel end for the sensor, and this is for the power and the earth, which I'm guessing automatically does the voltage as well. And I'm guessing that these wires here are all for the fuel. I'm going to have to read up on that because I'm not too sure. But I will be doing a video when I do all of this, so I can go through it in greater detail with you. But once again, fantastic quality, well impressed. This wasn't cheap at 100 and I think this was just under 200 quid as well, so they're not cheap, but again, really nice quality, really tidy, and that's that. And that is GG218B. Right, so to the other bits that I want to talk about. So what the idea is to do is, this is the thermostat houses for the Land Rover, and what we're going to do is put that into there, and that will be our very precise reading. What I might have to do is possibly, if I zoom into there, I might have to drill a bit of this out and tidy it up. The thread on this isn't that long, not like the Land Rover versions, which are really long, and then the sensor probe tip end comes right on here. This won't. This will actually, if I'm correct, is hidden partially. So I'm going to have to tidy this up and drill a bit out to expose this more. But that's for that, so that's what that temperature probe is for. For the oil pressure and temperature sender, for the engine block, we've done it this way. So we've got the adapter housing here, so we can put all these in, and as I'll do now, I'll fit this. Will basically just screw on there. Remember, this is a 1/8 BSP. These are 1/8 MPT fittings, so two different fittings. There you go, and that's going to be that. Really nice. This will be very precise now, really precise. And the same for the gearbox oil temperature and pressure sensors that I've got. This is for the oil cooler thermostat on the R380 gearbox. So I've drilled all these. I've got another video on this, on the bits and how I've done all this, so I won't go into that. I've done a few modifications to allow me to get bits out and do stuff over the time if I ever needed to get these out. But basically, the other temperature temperature sensor, and the oil pressure, and that's that. So basically, the three bits that I have bought all the gauges for, including the fuel. So that's it basically. So hope you enjoyed having a quick look at bits and bobs that I've bought the gauges and all the sensors for, and where they're all being fitted. And soon I'll do a video on all these being installed, calibrating and setting up the actual gauges. So thank you very much. Bye bye.